Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my February book haul. Alright guys, not a lot of lead in to say to this. Let's jump straight in and talk about all of the books that I picked up in the month of February. So as always, we will start off with the library books. Now I have over the last few months had pretty low numbers with the library parts of the haul, which I've been really happy with because I've been trying to keep on top of my library due dates. This month it got a little bit crazier. That makes sense because at the beginning of the month is when, beginning of the year is when I start to request books that I need to fill some of my 2019 goals, and so I start requesting those, and then so I start to have a lot more like holds coming in and stuff. And this month I just had so many books coming off hold, so I have a huge stack here of library books. So the first one that I picked up is Giant Days Volume 8. I'm so excited to get to this. I love this graphic novel series. If you don't know, this follows three girls at university in the UK. Just basically follows their lives in university and is so fun. I really enjoy that. The next one I picked up is The Good Daughter by Honey Brown. This is one, like I mentioned, that I picked up specifically to help with one of my 2019 goals. I don't actually know what this is about. I feel like I've read another book by Honey Brown and it was a thriller, like a mystery type, like suspense type of book. Yeah, I see someone's mother's gone missing, someone's implicated in the disappearance. I don't know, I'm sure it'll be a good time. I then picked up The Angel's Game by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is the second book in the like Shadow of the Wind series. I read Shadow of the Wind last year and really enjoyed it, and this I think might be a prequel. It's the second book in the series, but I think it might, in timeline, might come before. I actually don't know what this is about because the Shadow of the Wind isn't a book that like, it's a very complete story. Like you could easily just read it and not move on. So I'm not really clear on what this is going to be about, but I really did enjoy Shadow of the Wind and the writing, so I'm excited to move on to this. I'm then really excited about this book as well. I picked up Giant Days by Non Pratt. This is the novelization that has been done of the graphic novel that I just mentioned. So I presume this is just going to kind of recap the events that happened in the graphic novel. I don't know if it's just like using the characters and it's a whole new story, or if it's just literally the events that happen in the graphic novel, but in a novel, either of those I'll be pretty happy with. So I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this. I'll be interested to see whether I enjoy this as much as the graphic novels. Next, I picked up these books are so cute. Lady Susan by Jane Austen. I have read, my cat's trying to come into my lap. I have read all of the Jane Austen's like completed novels, but there's this, and I think there's that one that's called Love and Friendship. I'm not sure what that one is either, so I think this might just be I don't even know what this is. Like, is it a short story? Is it its own story, or is it, I don't know. The moral of the story is I don't know what this is, but I've wanted to read it for a while because it is Jane Austen and it's really small, so I think I'm going to be able to read it really quickly. So I grabbed that from the library this month. Next from the library, I picked up Shutout by Cody Keplinger. I picked this up because I recently read The Duff by Cody Keplinger and really enjoyed it. Like, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. And so I wanted to pick up something else by her. This one is another YA contemporary. It appears this is one that is about a group of girls who get sick of their boyfriends always ditching them to like deal with this like school rivalry to do with sports teams. And so they decide to go on a sex strike in order to, I don't know, make their boyfriends do what they want. This could potentially be very problematic, but I thought that with The Duff as well, and then I ended up being really surprised and really enjoying it. So I'll be interested to see if that's the case with this one, or if this is as problematic as what I think it might be, but hopefully I'll enjoy it. I then also picked up the Jane Austen Book Club by Karen Joy Fowler. This is another one that I picked up in order to complete one of my challenges. I have seen this movie, so I'm pretty sure this is just about a group of women who all get together to read Jane Austen books, and it follows their lives and I guess how their lives mirror the issues that are still going on in Jane Austen. I saw the movie a really long time ago. I'll probably rewatch the movie after I've read the book, but this is, like I said, one that I needed for one of my goals. I then picked up The Drop by Michael Connolly. This is the next book in the Harry Bosch series that I need to read. This, excitingly, the last couple that I've read have been rereads, but this is a brand new one. I've never read this before, so I'm excited to read something new from Michael Connelly. Harry Bosch is a detective. They're just crime fiction. I really enjoy crime fiction, so excited to get to that one. I then also picked up Jessie's Secret Language by Anne M. Martin. This is just the next book in the Babysitters Club series that I need to get to, and is the first one featuring Jessie as a, like from Jessie's point of view, so excited to get to that. And then the final library book, like I said, I picked up a lot of library books this month. The final one that I picked up is The Death File by J.A. Curley. This is a book in a series called, I think it might just be called the Carson Ryder series. Again, this is crime fiction. Carson Ryder is a detective. I don't know if you can see them. Where are they? They're somewhere on my shelves. Somewhere on my shelf. No, actually, are they on my... No, I don't know. Somewhere on this bookshelf is this entire series. This is like book 13 or something, and I have been trying to get my hands on this for ages. I don't know if it was the publication was delayed or if it just took the library a long time to get a copy, but I wasn't able to purchase a copy. And then finally I looked on my library recently and I saw that they had this finally. And so I don't remember a huge amount about I remember the main things, and it's not the type of book, like normally with crime fiction, as you say, you're following the same detective, but each case is normally its own case. And I remember enough about the characters' lives, and they generally give you a recap. So I'll just be able to jump into this. It'll be fine. But Carson Ryder is a detective, and he always gets assigned the like weird cases, not like in a supernatural way, but in like that they're like weird ritualistic killings or things like that. So I am excited to read this next one, because I think by the last couple that I'd read, I didn't feel like were as good. So I'll be interested to see with the much longer break until this book came out, whether it like kind of picks up in quality or whether I decide maybe I just won't keep continuing on with this series anymore. Now to move on to the ebooks that I picked up in the month of February. So I only purchased one ebook, which was Perfect by VJ Chambers. So it was just like a free book that I saw on Amazon. And this one is I think a thriller type novel. It's about a single mother, and she moves to like a new town, like a new small town, and all of the women there are like perfect lives. They've got these high corporate jobs, but perfect children. They're skinny and fit and just like, you know, Stepford wife type of thing. And I think it is like a Stepford Wives type of tale in that I think it's about her discovering what's going on in the town. There's something sinister going on with all these ladies and some weirdness going down. So all I really know, it had a kind of intriguing plot line. I thought, like I said, it would be a bit of a Stepford Wives type of thing. So I purchased that. I then have 4 books that I was approved for on NetGalley. I know I shouldn't have NetGalley books in this haul because I already had a bunch in the last couple of months and I've clearly got a problem, which is true, but I did request more books from NetGalley. To be fair, I managed to restrict myself to only requesting 5. I was approved for 4 of them, which is great, and the other one I haven't even necessarily been declined for. It's just I haven't had a response yet, which generally means you're going to be declined, because I feel like when you get approved quickly. But anyway, so the first one that I was approved for is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. You will have seen this already in my TBR for the month, because it is one of the annoying ones where you can't download it to your Kindle, and so I need to read it this month before it gets archived. This is a thriller about a group of friends who all go for New Year's Eve to this isolated Scottish estate. And they all get snowed in, and then someone dies, and it's all just about that. It gives me, I've mentioned this a million times, but it gives me vibes of An Unwanted Guest by Shari LaPena, which I really loved that book, so I'm really excited to get to this one because I think I'm really, really going to enjoy it. The next book that I was approved for is Her Closest Friend by Claire Boyd. This is another thriller. I'm actually just going to read you the synopsis because it's really short and I'll probably give you a good idea of what it's about. It says, oh, there goes the cat. Naomi and I are best friends. School run, dog walks, a shoulder to cry on over a glass of wine. We're inseparable. But now my husband has walked out, I need her more than ever. I know she will help me pick up the pieces because she knows about the lie I told to protect her. She knows how much I've sacrificed for this friendship, and she'd never let anyone hurt me. Would she? I don't know, that just sounds very intriguing. I love friendship themes in books. It's pretty much one of my favorite things ever in any type of book. Contemporary, thriller, if you've got like stuff about friendships, being whether they're really great friendships or really toxic friendships, I'm always into it, so I'm excited to read that one. The next one that I was approved for is Only Daughter by Sarah A. Denzel. This one I requested because I recognized the name Sarah Denzel straight away. I've got another book by her on my want to read on Goodreads, and so I recognized the name, and so I looked at it, looked like a fun interesting thriller. I think it's just basically about a woman whose daughter has died, and it's just basically about her search for the truth. Nothing overly amazing, but I say I always enjoy a good thriller, and so I requested that one and was approved. And then the final one that I have is The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capetta. So this one isn't a thriller, it's a YA story about, again, this one was on my recent marked as to read video and I was approved for it, so I was really excited. This is a YA LGBT story about 6 queer witches. That's all I really know. I know it's about 6 queer witches, and I know it's set amongst the California redwoods. I don't really know too much about it apart from that, but those 2 things are enough to intrigue me, and so I requested it and I was approved, and so I'm really excited to get to that one eventually as well. And finally, onto the physical books that I purchased in the month of February. You guys, I have 1 book. 1 book. I've never had 1 book. To be fair, it's because I placed my normal regular monthly order, which is 3 books. One of them I purchased off Book Depository, which is the one that I've got here that came in. Then the other 2 that I purchased off an Australian bookstore actually were both on order. And because of that, they didn't ship for quite a while because I think they had to get them out of like a warehouse or something. I don't really know. They have actually shipped now. I think they shipped like a day or 2 ago, so I should be getting those pretty early in March, but they will be in my March book haul. So the only book that I had like arrive in February was Educated by Tara Westover. So not only is it only 1 book, but it's a book I've already read. So this was one of my favorite books of last year, and so I wanted to own my own copy of it, especially because I would like to lend this to my mother because I think my mother would really enjoy it. So in case you don't know, in case you haven't heard me talk about it or many other people talk about it, because this was very popular and for good reason. This is a memoir about Tara Westover's life. She was born to survivalist Mormon family. Her father in particular, but her parents like didn't believe in healthcare or education or any of those types of things. She had suffered many different forms of abuse, and it's just about her life and her kind of overcoming her upbringing and her kind of taking a different path in life to what her parents want her to take. And so I really, really, really enjoyed this. I think Tara Westover is a really amazing writer. Look, my nails kind of match the bottom part of the cover. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, so I wanted to purchase my own copy. So I picked this up and I'm excited to have it in my collection. So that's it, guys. Those are all the books that I picked up in the month of February. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below. How did you guys go with buying books in February? Because I only bought 1. I'm really proud of myself. So I would love to chat with you guys down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me. But that is all I have for this video today. Bye, guys.